Good morning, everybody. It is a nice Tuesday morning yet again, coming at you with another video. As always, I'm Foxit Outdoors. We are going to take a quick look at the progress this week for all of our lovely greenhouse plants. As you guys can see, I've got just about everything outside today. Figured I'd let it get a little bit of sunlight and recoup from my innate stupidity that I did yesterday. Won't be doing that again because I nearly killed most of my plants. I will explain that one here shortly. But here we are going into the greenhouse. As you can see, I've taken out just about all the stuff that was growing. Still taking forever on the parsley. I've got like one little green thing back there. I don't even know if that's parsley. Lettuce, never grown this stuff before. I replanted some seeds in there and, well, let's see what happens. These guys are my firecracker, the firecracker bulbs. Nothing going there. So, I don't know. I probably killed them. Chives are slowly coming up, as you can see. I got a couple in there. Still got no chili coming up. Nothing. These things are constantly hot. As you can see, quite wet. And I've got nothing. Going over to my seed starter that I had for the first video when I did this. I planted some peas in here about 4 days ago. Nothing coming up yet. Just got to keep it nice and moist, nice and hot. Going down here to my fun pile of dirt, which is supposed to be bell peppers. This is like week 3 that they've been in there. Nothing. I cannot grow bell pepper seeds for the life of me, folks. Don't know why. Any pointers would be madly appreciated. Going back over here, we've got our large box, which used to be on this side, but I moved it because it sits better over here and it's less in the way. I replanted the rest of the French breakfast radishes up in here. And as you can see, I just did this 3 days ago. And as you can see, I've got 2 there, 1 there. I've got a couple popping up. Let's see where they at. Close to this stick right here. There you go. Let's zoom in for you guys. A couple popping up there. Recovered it with some dirt. And we'll see what we get in another week or 2. Back to our main wall, I've got in here some pinto beans soaking in some ice cube trays, or an ice cube tray, just to see if I can't get any quicker germination this way. And then we'll try to see if we can grow some pinto beans. Going back outside, my pretty much empty water bucket. Don't like to keep my water in for my greenhouse. And once again, all of my main plants that I've been growing. These are the peas. The reason why they look sad today is because of something I did yesterday that was not very smart. All my spinach is wilty as well. Have to rewash the leaves. My cilantro, as y'all can see, doing pretty good over here. I just rewashed this morning. Basil's the same way. Coming up nice. I think I'm going to go 1 more week before I start plucking and transplanting. Usually says to transplant about once they hit 2 inches or so. But I'm going to wait because I've got a couple of pots I'm putting a decent amount in. Plus I'm actually going to leave some in here. I've got my red onion, which is looking a little sad today because of what I did yesterday. My oregano, doing pretty good. My other set of beans, doing fairly well also. A little wilty on that one. And my spinach, slightly wilty, but still doing pretty good. Nice set of leaves on there. Canna's coming up really nice. I've got a lot of new growth on this guy from last week. Almost got a brand new plant right here that's actually sprouted up pretty good. Really quick, actually. Got a new little one here. One in the back, not doing so well. That was a small one to begin with when I transplanted it. Seems the main ones are these guys here. They're doing pretty good. Got some bugs on them. Gotta try to get some bug spray. Some organic, normal bug spray. And I'm pretty sure you guys are all curious to see the progress of what happened in last week's transplanting. And here we go, folks. My cucumber squash, or zucchini squash, as you can see, is really healthy. Ooh, I broke this one off. It looks like I buzzed that one this morning. I do have a little bit of wilt on the leaves, but again, that is because of the stupidity I did yesterday. Other than that, all of these guys have actually recovered. I did trim off some of the broken ones, as you can see. I figured no point on the plant wasting energy trying to sustain a wounded or injured leaf or arm, so I've been trimming them off. This guy was one of the bigger ones out of the pot when I first transplanted him, and as y'all can see, he is doing fantastic. They are all going real well. Trying to keep this as steady as possible without a gimbal for my phone. We've got the radishes that I had to wash thoroughly this morning, so they are looking a little sad at the moment. You can see all the water on there. We are doing pretty good on these. Let's see if we can't find a decent one to remove and see if we can't get any secondary growth, or if we've got any growth after this week. Let's find one closer to the edge. And it looks like they're getting slightly bigger. Let's see if I can get this to zoom in a little better. Alright, we're zoomed in as far as I can go. Let's see if I can find it. It's right there. Apologies, it's a little hard to see, but they're getting bigger. So it looks like I got another week or two. Should be able to harvest these within a month of planting. But I think due to the fact that I have a shallow tub, which as you all can see is not very big. That's maybe 4 or 5 inches deep. I don't think I had enough dirt in there to begin with. So it's taken them a little longer to grow just because of shallow dirt. Need a minimum of 6 to 8 inches apparently for growing radishes. Go over here where we can see all of it again. Looking mighty good. Lots of green. Did not film this last week when I did the the zucchini squash transplant. I didn't think you guys wanted to watch a 40-minute video of me transplanting stuff. But I also transplanted from the large pot all of my little spinach plants. These guys are slowly coming back. This one here has been struggling. He was the runt of all of them. That guy, I do believe I exposed too much of his roots when I transplanted him. I was running out of soil at that point. So he's a little small. This one's coming up pretty good. As well as this one. They are doing fairly well. Try to get a good overview of these guys just so you can see the leaves. That spinach is coming nicely. If all goes absolutely well, I should have some decent sized spinach plants in about a month. And now that we're all done with this, I can explain to you why my plants almost died yesterday. I have little bugs all over my plants. As you all know, anybody who grows any sort of indoor or outdoor plant usually has a lot of little bugs, little flies, and other things that generally like to eat specified plants, as they are the predators of said plant. Well, I took it upon myself to spray some picaridin on my plants and the soil, which was not a good idea. Recommendations: use actually legitimate certified plant and bug spray from your local greenhouse, garden, your Lowe's, your Home Depot, anywhere that sells herbs, veggies, stuff like that. Use whatever they have. Don't pull a Clifford and spray it with something that is designed to keep bugs away from your clothes. So it's going to take my plants a few days to recover from my arrogance and idiocracy. So yeah, let's not do that again. For anybody watching this, yep, that was a bonehead mistake on my part. I'm gonna go take a quick tour down the rest of the way. Show you guys here in a minute. This is what happens when you spray that stuff on plants. This was my secondary roses that are my radishes that I had growing in that thinner tray. As you can see, those got fried by that picaridin bug spray. I have the few more established, healthier ones on this side because they were the ones closest to the sunlight where the door was at in the greenhouse. They survived. Hopefully they'll recover. If not, I just lost probably 30 radishes. So yeah, we'll see in another week whether or not these guys manage to come back. Yeah, going into our little white pots. Well, I shouldn't say little white pots. These are like 6-7 gallon pots over here. These are my flames. Pardon me. Dry throat all of a sudden. These are, as I was saying, these are flames. These guys have been in these pots for about 8-10 years. And they just keep going. New addition to our plant life are these guys. These are some Blackberry bushes that I planted a few days ago. I believe I think Friday or Saturday I planted these. Sorry folks, super dry throat this morning. So I got 2 of them, 2 Blackberry bushes. These ones I did not spray with that stuff because didn't think they'd need it, because they do have this nice thick layer of like mulch surrounding the plants. Stepping back, and this is what we got from under the porch. So the 4 white pots with the flames in them, those will be popping up here in another week or 2. They'll have little purple flowers on them. And if all goes well with the blackberries, I will have those in another month or maybe 2. We'll see. Depends on how fast these plants grow in those pots. And there is the view of the pots. Let's get you a little bit of a zoom in right there. So I gotta kind of do this manually because I do not have an auto-focusing, auto-zooming phone. The rest of the garden looking lush and green. Lavender's going to be shooting up some flowers here in a few more days, maybe a week. Reworked my strawberries a little bit. I put little berms around each little sector because it was just flat and the water was just kind of running where it didn't need to go. So I now have all of my strawberries in little berms, so all the water stays in there. Keeps them nice and green. As you all can see now, we have more yellow on these guys. And that's pretty much what they'll do. They'll just get brighter yellow, and then after that, that's pretty much it for them. And we got the rosemary. Oops, sorry, my shadow's in the way. Doing phenomenal. Pulled it out of the greenhouse a few days ago, and it's already getting bigger. The onion chives that we had in there, nice haircut. Finally took the collar off. Those get trimmed every couple of days, and grows about 2-3 inches in that time frame. Very quick growing plant. I had the Italian oregano, not doing so good, but again, that's most likely because it wasn't trimmed. Although, looking at it now, I see a lot of new growth right here. See the yellow leaves right here as opposed to these nice green ones there. So this guy's actually getting some new growth on it. He'll be trimmed down soon as well. Strip some of the leaves off. And hopefully the trimming will cause it to promote new growth, and that sucker will get bigger than it should be. Strawberries are doing spectacular. Got a little strawberry there. I got, as you can see, all the strawberries I have growing on this thing. They are just everywhere on that plant. Again, that is my oldest set of plants right there. Very, very established. And as I've stated before, folks, just because the leaves are big doesn't mean you get strawberries that are big. These are average size strawberries I get. It's little, about the size of the first knuckle of your finger, or the first joint of a finger, depending on your finger. Got more on this side. I'm trying to get them to hang over more so they're not in the dirt rotting. And I was asked a question last time on why my strawberry pots looked so empty. That's because I usually leave room in there when they grow for when they send out runners. When the runners go, I usually move them around the edge of the pot so they reseed themselves in the pot. They'll usually get about 4 runners in there every season. These ones were transplanted late in the season, so they didn't get quite enough runners going through there. And then, as we can see over here, ginormous leaves on this plant, but very small, sad-looking strawberries. There's one guy down here. Again, these guys do require a lot of sunlight and a lot of water. I have it sort of in a shady spot because down here the sun likes to fry everything. And I do mean everything. It will fry your plants in a heartbeat. I have, as you guys can see, no clouds, nowhere. And it will be like this all day long. And we're planning on hitting about 90 degrees again today, which means high UV. It'll be a little windy, breezy, but other than that, that high UV spectrum fries plants. That's why we have all these massive trees in the yard. Rose garden doing good. Not a lot of blooms on it yet, but we'll get there. As y'all can see, my peppermint is going crazy. That stuff's probably grown about 6 inches since last week. This one's taking a little longer, but it is coming back. Let's see if you can see all the little green growth in the bottom there. That's all new plant growth. That's what these guys do. They send out those runners and they'll spread around the outside of the pot. And then the one peppermint plant that I was struggling with that was being eaten by bugs, as y'all can see now once I get my fat head out of the way, my shadow. This guy's coming back nicely. I do have a couple of leaves that look like they've been eaten by something, but, oops. Yeah, you see that little white thing right there? That was a root that I accidentally pulled out, but it'll go back down there in another day. This guy is actually coming back. He is, I'd probably say 3-4 times fuller now than he was 2 weeks ago. He is actually doing quite well on the recovery. I'm quite surprised. I thought I was actually going to lose that plant this year. I'm going to go over here to our trellis box system, or yard divider, as some people want to call it. And I'm finally getting cucumbers in here now. That one still got eaten by something. I have no idea what ate it. But as you can see, they've got the outer round leaves, but now they're getting these weird shaped triangular jagged leaves, and I believe that's the sign of a healthy plant. I am not 100% sure, because normally you buy these plants more or less fully grown in the store and then you just let them go, do what they want. I've got my beans, more beans over here. These are, like I said, the trellis beans that are going up, and over this guy. They're doing good. Although it does look like something was munching. Oh, what do you know? Look at this little guy. I don't know what he is, but he just popped off one of my plants. Get off of there. I don't like when things eat my plants. I do give these guys plenty of water. Again, they're just in the spot where they're at. They very rarely get sunlight. They get a little bit in the morning from that way, but once they get over here in the trees, no sunlight until they get past this, and then they get sunlight. Ones on this side doing exceptionally well, getting quite tall, getting multiple sets of leaves on there. And doing well on this side as we see, yank out a elm tree seed. These are the ones that seem to have grown faster. This here was just a test of the water system to see how much water we were getting out of our drip irrigation from the sprinkler system. I have quite a lot in here. Still got, I had one over here. That guy right there, looks like he might die. But either way, if I get 6 out of the 9 I planted, that's still a fairly good success rate. I'd say 75% at least. Or 66%, considering it's, even numbers. So you got each row would be 33%, give or take, 33.333. So 66 point something percent growth rate, which I'll be all right with. Again, I have not grown any of these on a trellis system before, up any of this stuff, so we shall see what happens. I'm just happy this stuff's growing. Walking down the rest of the way. I got more of my lavender doing really, really good. Like, way better than expected. Back's still a little dry, but that's just how these things work sometimes. Going over to our other barrel with my massive leaf strawberry cover. As you can see, I've got strawberry heads on this thing everywhere, but nothing's going because I forget to water this every couple of days, and it kind of stunts the growth on there. But we're going down here, and look. So we had this runner here just the other day. It has already sent out another runner, good probably 6-8 inches, and it's got the little stem right there. Oop, looks like we got a brand new runner here. Try to organize this guy. Let me see if I can't get him out so he runs this way. So now I have a new little runner there. See if I got any more under these giant wood sorrels. These plants are ridiculous. Took me forever to figure out what these actually were. I had to Google it. But these are yellow wood sorrel. Apparently they taste a little bit like lemon, and pretty much the whole plant is edible, except for maybe the roots. But, yep, those are going. Did a little trim work on this guy yesterday. Missed one. All the dead stuff is off, looking green as green can be. And this is what I'm talking about, peppermint. You guys remember how tall this stuff was last week? Look at this. This is my arm. Is inside the plant. That's probably good 8-10 inches right there for some of those. Finally getting some green on this sea of dead bush. I honestly thought I was going to have to cut it down. Catmint doing good, but that stuff always comes back every year. And this guy, I still really don't remember the name of this. This plant has been in here about 4 years now, and I really don't remember what it was. But lots and lots of little white flowers everywhere. Full-on brand new growth stem right there in the middle. All of this stuff right here is all brand new growth. And my strawberry. My one random strawberry in this whole pot. Still doing amazing. Next season, because this is a new transplant, or like I said, not new transplant, because this is a new plant in the pot, there is no sections. I apologize for that horrible video. But there is no strawberry growth on it yet, as this is not a seasoned plant. It normally takes strawberries 1 to 2 years to become seasoned or veteran plants, which will then start growing your actual strawberries. So even if you plant them in the first year, you're never going to get anything until usually the second year, or maybe at the latest the third year. So we are all the way back to the beginning at the lovely, awesome greenhouse, which we did have to cover with a little bit of shade screen, which I have right here again, blocking another room, keeping it cool, because it was getting far too hot in here. When it's 90 degrees outside in the full sun with absolutely no cloud cover, you get the inside of this thing gets to about 120. It's a 30-degree difference. It's ridiculous. It's not fun. It's hot. I'm actually shocked that most of my plants were still doing good in there, that they weren't frying. Oops. Still haven't done anything with the boxes up front because we are going to be cutting this tree down. Had a tree service in just the other day to check it, test it to see if it was going to go, but it looks like the only way to keep this thing alive would be to treat it, and that's a treatment every 3 years, and there's no guarantee that it would actually help the tree become more healthy. and kill whatever's inside killing it. So at this point, we're going to opt to cut the tree down, and I just had a bug land on me randomly out of nowhere. But yeah, we'll be cutting that tree down, probably get about 2 cords of wood out of it, and then I will be able to work on my front planters up there. Might even get another one in there with the tree out of the way. So that's pretty much it on that update and tour. I believe this is the 4th week now we have done this. We are going to wrap this up here, folks, with a little bit of a reminder about the giveaway. We'll sit here and stare at this awesome plant. So on my last video, I did say that we were going to be doing I was going to be doing a giveaway for my 100 subscribers, which is incredibly late. As I stated last week, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I decided to do a giveaway. On my last video, all you have to do is comment on that video. Just like, share, subscribe, do whatever. Do the usual pertinence. And if you want to be entered into the giveaway, just say so in your comment. I will be picking the winner in another week. And this is pretty much, well, I shouldn't say pretty much. This is what I'm going to give out for my 2 winners. I'm going to give away 2 of these awesome Boss fire kits from Stanford Outdoor Supply. 32-piece fire kit. Comes with a very substantial fire steel, good matches, some Kevlar cord, quite a lot of goodies in here. This is not a paid promotion. This is all bought by myself. I paid for these, got them in last week. So we will be giving away these for 2 very lucky subscribers. Again, all you have to do is comment on my last garden video that you want to be entered, and I will enter you in a week's time. So next Tuesday, I will be picking a winner. Or sorry, 2 winners for these lovely kits. I might have to restrict it to US only, as I am not sure what the shipping regulations are for sending lighters over the border. So any of my Canadian followers, I am sorry, but I will have to check on the shipping regulations for that. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe this video out as much as you can. And we will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Foxit signing off.